So if we look at our application now and we look at the way the tabs are laid out, I'm just going to go to my full tab display here. And you'll notice that I've got a menu and title and an icon, right? And all that is causing the tabs to be stacked underneath of it. Well, if I want to have my tabs kind of take up more, or I guess move them closer to the top so I have more screen space available, I can do that. One of the things I can do is move this menu down to the bottom, and I can also hide these two values here. In fact, what we'll do in our code is we'll make this menu show and hide these so we can actually move the tab up and down. Right? So let's see what we can do there. Right now, the first thing we want to do is get the menus off the top and move them down to the bottom. Right? And we do that in our manifest. Because we know that we can actually, either for the whole application or for individual activities, right, we can set the UI options to cause the menus to go to the bottom. So I'm going to do that now. I'll just do UI options. Oops. UI options, and I'm just going to set that to be split action bar with narrow. Or we talked about that before. So now I'll go ahead and move the menus down to the bottom of the screen. So that's an easy one. But now let's look at hiding the information at the top there. If I go here to my activity tab, I go in here, and my menu handler, this is what I'm going to use to show and hide those. Now, if I want to just hide them, that's pretty straightforward. Right? In order to do that, I need to get a reference to my action bar. Right, now I'll take care of that. And if I want to just hide the icon and the title, real easy, just go to the action bar. I'm going to say set display. I'll say show home enabled. Home is that icon at the top left, so we'll set that to false. And if I want to say action bar dot set display show title enabled, set that to false. Right, so now if I go ahead and run this, we'll see that our menu will be down bottom, and we'll be able to hide that title at the top. All right, so we go in here, we go ahead and show our tab display. Notice our menu is down bottom now, as we want it. And if I click that, notice my title and tabs were gone. Right, so that worked. Now, as this is written right now, basically once you click the menu option, the title and the icon are hidden. What we'd like to do is maybe use this more as a toggle feature, right? Showing it and hiding it. Right? So just for completeness, let's go over that. Now, one thing that's noteworthy is that although you can turn the features on and off one by one, you cannot get the status of the features one by one. You actually have to get all the display feature statuses as a bit mask and then test them individually. So what we're going to do here is we're going to say, well, I'm going to have to declare a current options field here. I'm going to go to my action bar. I'm going to say get display options. And that gives me a bit mask with all the different display options. If I want to know a given value, I've got to test for that particular bit. So I'm going to say Boolean. I'm going to say current visible value. Just going to take that current options. And what I need to do is add that with the bit value for the one in particular. So I'll say action bar. We'll say display show title. So we'll just check for title. Since we're managing both the title and that home option together, we'll check that one bit mask. So we'll add them together. Right, we'll check and see if that's not equal to 0. Right, that tells us whether it's visible now or not. Right? In other words, if that bit is present, the value will be non-zero, meaning that they're on. If that bit is 0, that means that it's off. They're not present. So what I'll do then is say that, well, if I want to toggle, I want to take the opposite of the current value. Right, so I'll say Boolean. We'll say new visible value equals the not of the current visible values. Right, so basically I'm saying take whatever the current value is and give me the opposite of it. If it's on, make it off. If it's off, make it on. Right, and so with that, I can then just take that, replace the hard-coded false with that each time. And now when I run it, this menu option will now toggle the title and icon to show and hide it repeatedly. Okay, so we're in our application. We'll go ahead and bring up that tab display. So now when I click this, we hide it. But now when I click it again, it returns. Right, so we're just toggling that back and forth. So it's got a great little option you can put into your application so that if the user wants to have all the information up there, they can. but if they want more display space, it can be hidden.